Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Inspired Talks with your hosts Mai and Rai. We've got our regular guest back on the show, Mahi, and today we've got a new guest on this episode, Jan. So I'm just going to let everybody introduce themselves as usual, starting with Jan.
Hi guys, I'm Jan and I'm happy to be a guest in this show.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mahi once again. Just glad to be here. Looking forward to it. Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm Rai. Nice to be back here again. Thanks everyone. Hope you enjoy this episode.
Yeah, thanks everyone. As you guys know, it's me, Mai. I'll just talk to you guys a little bit about what today's topic is. So we decided we'd like to do an episode on fashion and demographics. So I guess I could start off the show by asking everybody here, what does fashion mean to you? I mean, is it a part of your identity, your image? How relevant is it to you in your day-to-day life? Just to follow on with a couple of things. But yeah, anyone can go first and answer the question, what does fashion mean to you?
All right. In short, to me, fashion I equate to, and it's synonymous with comfort for me. So my fashion is directly connected to how comfortable I am. It's just simplicity is best for me. Whatever feels best, what I can move around in best. For me, fashion is definitely comfort and how good I feel in the clothes I wear. Above all else, it has to be practical, simple, but yeah, at the same time, in its own way, it's cool and relaxed.
All right. So, Rai, if I go into that a little bit more with you, would you say that your fashion kind of reflects your personality? You're kind of an easygoing person. You're not, placing too much of an emphasis on being like standing out and stuff. You're just more about being yourself, being relaxed, being easy.
Yeah, it's just about being in the flow, being free, being relaxed, being in the moment. I guess that's how I could say my fashion is reflected in that, the way I am in moment to moment in life. So yeah, I definitely say that's true. My fashion is reflective of that.
So like very unpretentious, not trying to be anyone or anything, just being.
Yeah, just being, just being in the moment. I guess that's what my fashion would represent, what fashion would be to me as everything else is. It has to be in alignment with that aspect of myself or aspect of being in general.
All right, what about you, Mahi and Jan? What do you guys think?
What fashion means to me is just enjoying what you're wearing. Enjoy what you're wearing, how it's looking. You should be happy with what you're wearing. You should, how do I put it? It's the way you portray yourself and the perspective in which you want to dress up. So if someone thinks that that particular fashion style is for them, then it probably is for them because it's how they are feeling wearing that type of clothes or that type of accessories. Because fashion is such a broad area and it could be inclusive of so many different things. So what fashion really means is just enjoying the way that you present yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great answer. What about you, Jan? What would you like to say about it?
I would say that every piece of clothing that I buy, it represents my personal choice.
Yeah.
So I'm like the kind of person who has a lot of interest in different types of fashion trends. Like you can dress according to seasons, and it's a way that I could introduce myself without having to say who I really am. So it's a way I express myself, and I could always improve it or change it.
I see. So it's like for you, fashion is actually genuinely a big part of your life and identity, and a way for you to show people a side of you through your clothing and through your style.
Yeah.
So, like, Jan, would you say that fashion for you is like representative and symbolic of your power to choose or your freedom of choice? Like, it gives you that freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. That's cool. That's great. It's nice.
Well, I think, guys, those are really great answers. I think fashion for me has kind of been an ebb and flow throughout my life. For a lot of my life, fashion was directly linked to who I was as a person, or generally what people would associate me with. So as I kind of grew more into my own self and, you know, who I really am, I feel like my fashion began to reflect that. So, you know, I'm very casual when I dress. I'm just like, I want to feel good in what I wear. So I just go with the thing that is comfortable, but also I think it looks cool, or it looks like it reflects what I want people to know about me. So, you know, am I a cool person? I'm a relaxed, casual person. You know, maybe easy to approach and stuff. So I don't like to overdress, or I don't like to I don't know. For some people, it might seem like I don't want to put too much effort into what I wear, but I feel like you shouldn't have to struggle to dress up. Like, you should just be able to wear what you like. So I feel like, for me, fashion is kind of to just show people that it's not necessarily whether you dress up a lot or you don't or you don't try. It's just more about reflecting somebody's personal choice and essentially who they're being, you know. And it doesn't matter if someone's really into fashion or not. Everyone's like entitled to their own right or opinion or the way that they dress. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I definitely have to, you know, agree to that. And I feel that fashion in itself should be an easy process, should be an easy choice. It shouldn't have to be a struggle to pick what you're going to wear. Like, you shouldn't have to think about, oh, how am I going to look to the outside? It should be how you feel on the inside. How am I going to feel when I wear this? Like, it should be easy, it should be fun and relaxed. You know, just like, oh yeah, I'll wear this, or, you know, it should be about how you're feeling most of all. Like, if it feels good, you know, like, that's the most important of all. So yeah, I think that should be like a key and core aspect of fashion in general. So that would help a lot of people as well in society, not having to think about, oh yeah, I gotta wear this, I gotta look good, and that. You know, you should just care about how you feel in the moment, and if it feels good to you.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think those were great answers. Just to kind of expand on our topic a little more. So we're talking about fashion and demographics. So obviously we all know what demographics means. It's about target groups, whether it's age groups, based on your interests and stuff. So what would you guys say? We're all similar ages. I'd say we're young adults. Do you think that there's a certain type of style that appeals to our age, or would you say all of us are quite varied? Do you think demographics, do you think that it's more important for demographics to be broad or actually to cater to people's specific interests?
Well, I'd say for me, when it comes to the demographics of fashion, fashion should be an area where it should cater to everyone, to all people, and it shouldn't have to be too demographic specific. It should be an all-inclusive thing where there's something for everyone. But you see, like, nowadays in the fashion world, it's developed in a way where they're literally marketing, you know, abstract styles, but they're not thinking about if people are gonna actually wear this stuff on the street. Like, you know, I'm not saying some of them look cool, all right, but you gotta think about, are people gonna wear this stuff? What? You know, in day-to-day life.
Are you talking about stuff like plastic see-through pants and stuff?
Yeah, man. Like,
I think I actually might have once seen this like cage dress or something. Like, dude, that's dangerous. You could hurt yourself wearing that. I mean, I get and understand that fashion is trying to become more like unique or different or apart from other styles, but like, I get it. At the core, yes, fashion does have to focus on, is this practical or is it something that someone would be able to wear? Or fair enough, you're trying to make statement pieces, but I feel like fashion needs to kind of follow the people and not kind of veer off into
Yeah.
these weird tangents. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the fashion world is essentially monopolized by designers that want to express their abstract ideas just to
Yeah.
make a statement. Like, then
Yeah.
when have you seen a designer, albeit rarely, or I don't even know, but when have you seen a designer think about the actual public, like people who and society in general that will wear day-to-day life, like what they're gonna wear. Like when you think about that, think about the practicality and comfort of clothing. I think that's important of all, and maybe the designers of tomorrow, or even right now, can see that and hopefully start to design clothes that not only look good but feel good. And it
Yeah.
should be a process that which
Yeah.
in everyone is happy and it includes everyone.
What about you, Jan and Mahi? Do you guys want to say anything about
I do
what you think about
think-
demographics?
okay, yes.
Uh,
I can say though that the demographics has changed and become more diverse in the ways in which the clothes are specifically the way specifically clothing and accessories are inclusive in front of variety of different age groups and cultures. For instance, you will see a bunch of people just wearing the same similar type of fashion style, no matter what age group they are, no matter where they come from, their culturistics, everything that was like for specific groups of people back in the past, like in the 70s or whatnot. Everyone's grown to evolve those fashion senses and styles and implement them into modern day, and everyone wears it at the same time now and is all inclusive of regardless of whatever people want to wear or how they feel about it.
Yeah. What about you, Jan? You want to share anything?
I would say that everyone has an eye for fashion. Like there is no differences, because like people of all age groups could wear similar clothes.
Yeah.
Like, but they might have different styles. So like some people would do casual, some would do business, and others would do like party wear.
Yeah, yeah.
Their taste could vary as they develop a broader eye for fashion. So sometimes they could improve and look different, but other times they could look at it from an occasional perspective. So like in terms of occasion, I would say like people might dress for birthdays, or like they might go for the casual look or anything. Literally, it's for everyone.
Yeah. What I would say is, I'll definitely say that something I think the fashion industry could improve on is, when there are clothes for, the mass public, fair enough, it's for the mass public, but what are they doing for people who might have extra small sizes or extra large sizes? Like some
Yeah.
clothes go up to only a certain size or go down to a certain size. There are people who, they might have like such a small size of clothes that they need to go shop in the kids section. Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
or people who are plus size, for example, they would have to go to a completely different store just to be able to buy something normal to wear. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like because there are all different shapes and sizes and different types of people in the world, when they are creating like, like a budget, like stuff like Primark, for example,
Yeah.
why shouldn't
Yeah.
somebody who's plus size be able to shop at Primark and get clothes for like cheap, like everyone else can? Like if you
That's so
get plus size clothes, it usually costs more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just think like in general to just kind of take into consideration that there are loads of different people out there and that fashion should be more accessible to all different types of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so obviously as well as age groups, there's all different types of markets you can go into. Like for example, someone might be into goth fashion, someone might be into hip hop fashion. You know, even based on music genres and other subcultures, there's all different types of demographics. We could go into a lot of them, but I guess in general, it's about how do you identify yourself and how relevant that is to the way you dress. So what I would say is, kind of like as a third question, what would you guys say about this? Do you think fashion influences people, or do people influence fashion?
Well, I've stated this before, and my answer to that would be me and fashion, we're friends. So we both influence each other.
I'm gonna say that today. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All
well,
right.
that's
Well,
my answer to that.
so would you say that? Well, obviously the answer is a bit funny, but I guess there's a lot of truth in it for you because you feel like it's a bit of both sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
I
instance,
like that answer.
For instance, fashion, I could influence the way in which the clothes that I wear looks
Yeah.
on me, depending on what I match to what and the way I do it. As long as I feel good about it, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if everyone else felt good about it. I'm just spreading that vibe of, oh, look, I'm wearing something that I like. You might like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it works vice versa as well.
All right. What about you, Jan? Do you think
I
people?
would,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I would agree with what Mahi said because
Yeah.
it contributes towards their confidence and self-esteem. So it's a way they express their personality and style.
Yeah.
So I would say it's kind of like maybe part of the culture because there's many cultures in this world and everybody just is according to their cultures.
As well.
Like
Yeah.
there's no difference or nothing because they wear whatever they want by honoring their faith and
Yeah.
values and
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
the way they live.
Well,
So I
what do you
would
think?
say,
What do you think about this? Obviously, even for example, somebody who wears a hijab, they can still style their clothes, like wear hoodies and jeans and stuff. It wouldn't be any different to somebody who's not wearing a hijab, for example. So I definitely get what you mean.
yeah,
You can mix it.
literally.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. How about you, Rad? What do you think about the question?
Well, this question is it kind of plays in together, I would say, you know, like I can't, though I won't really say it more leans towards people influencing fashion because when you're like into fashion, yeah, say like you're a, you know, young teenage girl, I don't know how much dudes think about fashion, but I guess they want to look good. But I'm especially thinking about women in general and young girls, is that no matter their culture they may be in the country or region, they're gonna look at all these models in these magazines and on the catwalks and, you know, all these celebrities. They're gonna be influenced by that, regardless of, you know, what they may, their faith might be, religion or culture or traditions.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at that and they're gonna want to be like that.
Yeah, it's basically making girls think that there's a set standard of what a woman should dress or look like.
Yeah, and it's not just in that, like, that aspect, but the way fashion is being displayed and represented in this generation, especially, and in the recent and prior generations, it's always a theme. Like, the way things have been represented, you want people to buy into that. You want them to be like that. So I think what's really important in today's world is that when we're thinking about fashion, you're gonna think about the messages we're sending to the children, to the new generations that will come, to the generation now, and even prior generations and how they view that. Because it affects the world in a massive way.
Yeah.
The fashion industry is one of the biggest impacts, you know, to social conditioning of the public and how they view themselves and the rest of the world. You know, what can be considered the norms or what can be considered abnormal.
Yeah. So what?
I'd say that, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, don't worry, right? You finish. I can wait.
Yeah, I'll just finish and say is that the thing that needs to be updated is the way in which fashion is represented to the people. And that is when you're gonna choose models or the types of clothes, pick real people. Like, I know you want them to look good or whatever, yeah, just to sell your product, but pick the real people, like, out there in the world that are wearing these clothes, and think about that. Just think about the real perspectives of life and not some shit you're trying to sell, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So what I would say is, just starting off my point, fashion and demographics. Yes, demographics is important to appeal to the market, to section things out, seeing who likes what fashion. But I definitely have to agree with Rai that they've got to consider people in general when they're designing this stuff, you know? That's more important than anything, because those are your consumers. They're the people buying your products. They're the people wearing them and showing them to other people, exposing it to more of society. So definitely more important than demographics is, I guess, taking a more human approach to things is really important. And as for my answer to, does fashion influence people or do people influence fashion, I did prepare a couple of notes that I thought about. So what I wrote is, people influence fashion because it's constantly adapted to form and shape around the growing and changing interests of society. And people influence fashion. That's why fashion attempts to appease them and appeal to them on many levels. But what I think is, following on, people do influence fashion, but then fashion develops trends that then influence people to buy into it. So it's basically a cycle. I think it's a cycle.
Yeah.
You know? And what the fashion industry has really tried to kind of capitalize on in recent times is, you know, everyone's all about being individual or having a certain type of image to show the world, because they know that, you know, humans are so interested in their image and identity. They pick up on those concepts and then they try to draw in and adjust the trends accordingly. So I just feel like they're doing that, but they're not doing it for the benefit of society. You know, they're doing it to kind of draw you in and convince you that they believe in your image or that they support you, but they're just taking your money. You know what I mean?
Profit. Yeah.
So I think the main message I want people to know is, it doesn't matter whether you own the most expensive bag or you got that new cool tracksuit, that Nike tracksuit or whatever. It's about making fashion your own, being proud of who you are and wearing what you like, regardless of who thinks about it, whether it's fashion from 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. It's about just being you. And, you know, that's why it's not always important to go out there and go keep up with the latest trends, you know? You're not obligated. You just need to be yourself. And even if you like that, then go for it too. But the point is, don't lose yourself in the process of trying to become fashionable or getting someone else's approval. I guess that would be my finishing message. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably finish it by saying is, when it comes to fashion, you know, keep an open mind, be free about it, be easy, and just be yourself, man. And feel good and happy. That's the most important of all.
Yeah, just be free.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so guys, I'll just say, if you want to say any finishing words, you can say it, and then we can wrap up the podcast. I've loved talking to you guys about this topic. It's actually something that, you know, I think a lot about and I'm very passionate about as well.
Yeah, it was a great talk, guys. I loved it. And I hope our listeners enjoyed it as well and that open up their perspectives as well.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this talk.
Yes, Jan, we loved having you. You gave a lot of great insight and very intelligent points.
Yeah, it was awesome, Jan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was
you
fun.
You too, Marvi, and everyone was great. I had so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you
all. Interesting topic to talk about.
Definitely. Well, thank you all for coming on to the show. As usual, thank you, Rai, for being my co-host. I'd love to have you guys back for future episodes. Just want to say that this was a great discussion. I hope it opens everyone's eyes, to our listeners and viewers. Maybe let you sit back and think, hey, maybe my fashion could be my own thing, and you know, doesn't matter what anyone has to say about it. It's my thing and it's for me to enjoy.
Lastly, I want to thank the hosts for having us.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mari. Thank you, Jan. And thank you, of course, to Mai for, helping guide us and leading
Yeah.
us. You're an awesome host. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. I mean, if it wasn't for everyone kind of relaying off each other's ideas and just enjoying the process, the show wouldn't be what it is. So I love having as many people on here as possible.
Oh,
Well,
all right.
thank you.
All
Yep.
right then. Thank
All right,
you.
guys, take care.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Bye. Hope you enjoy listening.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you, everyone.